Takashi, why don't you take a break?
My results were bad on the last mock exam, so I can't really afford to take too many breaks. I'm Takashi Date, a third-year high school student preparing for college entrance exams.
At least eat this and cheer up a bit. You've always liked snacks from this brand, haven't you?
Come to think of it, whenever I felt down or was having a tough time, I always ate these snacks. They were affordable even on a middle or high school allowance. They weren't anything fancy, but they always seemed to lift my spirits. Alright, I'll eat this and keep pushing forward. Maybe it was thanks to that, but I ended up getting accepted into my first choice university.
Hey Takashi, I love delicious meals, but meals and snacks don't last. They just disappear after you eat them. It feels a bit lonely, don't you think?
Time passed, and now I'm a second-year university student. I'm having dinner to celebrate my 2-month anniversary with my girlfriend, Riko Koyabu, who attends the same university. At Riko's suggestion, we decided to celebrate our anniversary every month since we started dating. Riko is my first girlfriend, so I didn't know if this frequency was a lot or a little.
Oh, by the way, I learned how to read palms recently. Let me take a look at yours. Wow, your hands are so big, Takashi. What's your ring size? I see. By the way, my ring finger is size 8.
About a month later, it was getting close to our 3-month anniversary. Hey, Riko, for our next date, I was thinking of going to this jewelry shop. When I showed her the shop on my smartphone, Riko's eyes lit up.
Wow, you're going to buy me a ring? I'm so happy.
Sorry, I can't quite afford that yet. But this pair ring making experience is affordable, and I thought it would be a great way to make memories together.
Handmade? What is this? It's so cheap. Why do I have to make something like this?
Why? It's a 3-month anniversary gift.
No way. Something handmade and cheap isn't suitable for me.
Riko calls it cheap, but this pair ring making experience offers a wide variety of designs and costs several tens of thousands of yen. It was a painful expense for a university student, but I worked hard at my part-time job and saved up, hoping to make Riko happy. But to have Riko laugh at it like this, I was just stunned.
I've been thinking for a while, but I really don't think we're a good match, Takashi. You're smart and not bad looking, but I just can't handle a guy with such a cheap mentality.
Riko is the daughter of the president of Koyabu Advertising, a major advertising agency, and she's had a luxurious upbringing since childhood. However, her parents didn't give her excessive financial support, so she never seemed flashy to me. I thought our values and sense of money were aligned, but I guess this is how Riko really feels. Since I was so put off by Riko's words, we decided to break up before our 3-month anniversary.
Oh my god, Takashi. Studying is the only thing you're good at, isn't it? Well, I guess you have to work hard to get into a good company. How pathetic.
After we broke up, Riko would sometimes make snide remarks when we ran into each other. University is a place to learn in the first place. Haven't you done anything to prepare for the future? If you keep taking life too lightly, you're gonna get hurt one day.
What do I care? I'm a lady. I don't need to worry about stuff like that.
Jeez, I don't have time to deal with my ex. I've always wanted to work at the Japanese branch of Love Koi, a foreign-owned food company. Love Koi is a world-renowned company based in the US, and Japan Love Koi is its Japanese subsidiary. And the reason I want to work at Japan Love Koi is, I've always felt like Love Koi snacks were there for me. During tough times like exams or breakups, it was always Japan Love Koi snacks that supported me. Of course, after Riko dumped me, I ended up binge eating their snacks too. I think I'll buy some Love Koi snacks on the way home today. There's a lot to do if I want to get into a foreign-owned company, like researching the industry and improving my English skills. With the thought of rewarding myself later, I was more motivated than usual as I sat at my desk. Years passed, and maybe because of my love for Love Koi, I successfully joined the marketing department at Japan Love Koi. When I first started, I was overwhelmed, but now I'm gradually getting the hang of things, even though it's still busy.
Takashi, thanks for working late. Here, have some black coffee. I hope it helps.
She's 2 years older than me, and her name is Ayame Reize, our team leader. She's talented enough to have earned her position, but... Thank you for the coffee, but did you buy this one by mistake?
Yes, I thought I pressed the milk tea button, but I guess not.
Actually, she's a bit of a klutz and tends to buy the wrong drinks from the vending machine. This is the 5th time it's happened. At this point, I almost wonder if she's doing it on purpose to give it to me, since I like black coffee.
I'm really sorry I keep giving them to you. If it's a bother, I'll just drink it myself.
No, thank you. I was just in the mood for some coffee, so this is perfect timing.
That's a relief. By the way, how's work going?
It's going well, mostly. The sales strategy proposal I put together just isn't getting approved by the headquarters. I've done my best to research and analyze the market and competitors and propose effective solutions to the issues we face. But when the proposal doesn't get approved, I start to feel like maybe my work just isn't good enough.
Maybe they're not fully understanding the Japanese market-specific aspects of your approach. Most of the people at headquarters are American, so sometimes they don't quite get what we mean when we talk about the Japanese market. Could it be that there are parts of your proposal that might not make sense to anyone outside of Japan? If so, it might help to make those parts clearer and more convincing, and then you'll probably get approval. What do you think?
I see. The possibility of a cultural gap hadn't even crossed my mind. I thanked the leader Reize and immediately set to work revising my proposal. After a lot of trial and error, I started getting smoother approvals from headquarters. Now, I've been selected to handle sales strategy for various e-commerce platforms. The percentage of sales through e-commerce is still small, but it's one of the fastest growing segments compared to others. How we leverage our online shop and other e-commerce platforms will be key moving forward. Today, leader Reize brought me another black coffee, which she apparently bought by mistake. I had to chuckle inwardly as I explained what I was working on.
I see. So what exactly do you want to do?
I'm thinking of creating novelty items for customers who subscribe to our monthly service. With food and everyday items, a small change can make people switch to a different brand, right? So, I'm hoping we can increase customer loyalty with something like that.
You're right. We do need to be more creative in making customers feel attached to our brand. But Takashi, you're amazing! You've grown so much, it's like you could eat 10 plates of sushi all by yourself.
Huh? What kind of comparison is that?
Well, a typical sushi serving is 10 pieces, right? Since each plate at a conveyor belt sushi place usually has 2 pieces, I'd say you've grown enough to eat 2 full servings.
I see. I guess she's as quirky as ever. Leader Reize really has a unique way of thinking.
Anyway, what I meant to say is that you've really become someone we can rely on, Takashi.
Thank you, but I'm still not on your level, Leader Reize. Well, except for the whole being a natural-born klutz thing. I think you've got me beat there.
Hey! Don't tease me after I went out of my way to compliment you.
While Leader Reize and I were having a fun conversation, Riko Koyabu was busy sweet-talking an employee at Koyabu Advertising.
Your outfit is so stylish. You look amazing. If you're free, would you like to grab dinner sometime?
I'm sorry, but I'm in a hurry, so I'll have to decline.
What's with that girl? Flirting at work? Unbelievable. She's the boss's daughter, so she thinks she can do whatever she wants.
It seems Riko got into her father's company through connections, and the other employees are getting increasingly fed up with her behavior. Years passed, and by the time I turned 30, our sales strategy for e-commerce had been a huge success. We gifted novelty items modeled after our products to customers who subscribed to our monthly service. The quality of the items was so good that the campaign went viral on social media, and sales have been steadily rising.
Congratulations on your promotion to manager, Takashi. Well, with all your achievements, it's no surprise.
Thank you. By the way, did you accidentally buy black coffee again?
No! This time I bought it on purpose to celebrate. Look, I even brought our company snacks. You see, I don't really know what else you like besides black coffee and Love Koi snacks.
Despite still being her clumsy, quirky self, she's been promoted to director and remains my boss.
Now that I think about it, you joined our company because Love Koi snacks always cheered you up, right?
Yes, I've always believed that happiness requires effort. But maintaining that effort is tough, don't you think? During those difficult or painful times, Love Koi snacks were what gave me strength.
I see. Knowing that our snacks helped shape the capable Takashi we see today is really touching.
Love Koi snacks have definitely played a big role in getting me to where I am now. But it wasn't just the snacks, the support from everyone around me was also indispensable. Especially you, Director Reise. I've relied on you since I first joined the company. Thank you so much for everything. I look forward to working with you in the future too. As my voice filled with excitement, Director Reise looked down awkwardly, seeming a bit uncomfortable. Did I say something weird? Just as I started to worry, she hesitantly began to speak.
Takashi, there's something I need to apologize to you for.
Director Reise lifted her head with a look of determination, making me feel a rising sense of tension. What is she apologizing for? No matter what it is, I'm still grateful to her and will accept whatever she has to say. Holding my breath, I waited for her next words. A few months later, we had a dinner meeting with a client, so Director Reise and I visited the client's office.
Are you okay? You look a bit pale.
Oh, no. I'm fine, really. I forced a smile, but I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling in my chest. After all, we were at the headquarters of Koyabu Advertising. Riko's the last person I want to run into here, but it seems fate wasn't on my side.
Oh my! Isn't that Takashi?
Good evening, Riko Koyabu. I couldn't help but curse inwardly when I ran into Riko.
What are you doing here? You're not trying to make a cold call, are you? Please don't. Having a poor guy like you around would ruin this company's reputation.
Almost 10 years have passed, but it seems Riko hasn't matured at all. No. We've had a long-standing business relationship with your company.
Oh, really? Daddy shouldn't bother with cheap companies like yours. Maybe I'll tell him to cut ties with you. Wouldn't that make you nervous? Seeing a company as big as ours must be intimidating for you, right?
Huh, is that so? In that case, I think it's important that you know a bit about our company as well. Keeping the fake smile plastered on my face, I handed Riko my business card. She accepted it lazily, but her expression quickly changed.
What? Japan Love Koi? And you're a manager?
I told you back when we were dating that I wanted to work at Japan Love Koi. Judging by her reaction, she either didn't remember or thought I was just talking nonsense. As the daughter of an advertising agency president, I'm sure you're well aware of our company. Why don't you take that business card to your father and let him know who we are? Japan Love Koi is a world-renowned foreign company and one of Koyabu Advertising's major clients. But it seems Riko still doesn't grasp the gravity of the situation as she suddenly switches to a simpering tone.
Oh, come on! You know I was just joking. You really made something of yourself, Takashi. By the way, don't managers at this company make over 10 million yen a year? Does that include you, Takashi?
Well, it feels awkward to discuss salary while out on business. But Riko kept asking over and over, so I reluctantly gave a slight nod.
Wow! Now you're finally good enough for me. Maybe we should get back together.
Excuse me?
Let's go make those pair rings. I was just embarrassed back then, so I said some mean things, but I actually thought it was a sweet idea.
Are you out of your mind?
What? Don't be mean.
Think about it. You really believe that will work?
Takashi, you sure have terrible taste. Though I suppose your ability to change colors like a chameleon is amusing from afar. What did you just say?
Riko's expression twisted when she caught what Director Reisei had muttered.
Oh, that won't do. If you keep frowning like that, you'll get wrinkles on your face. And frown lines would make you look so unhappy. It's best to stay smiling, you know? Who does this woman think she is? She's so irritating.
Director Reisei probably meant well, but her innocent comment only made Riko's face contort even more.
I don't care who you are, but Takashi and I are talking right now. Why don't you butt out? You're right. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. Nice to meet you. I'm Ayame Reisei. As a director, I'm Takashi's superior, and also Takashi's current girlfriend. So I'm sorry, but I'm actually involved in this. What?
Yes, I'm currently dating Director Reisei, or rather, Ayame. To explain how we ended up together, I need to take you back to that day.
Actually, I've been deliberately buying black coffee and giving it to you, Takashi. I'm really sorry.
When she said she needed to apologize, I didn't know what to expect, but it turned out to be an adorably mischievous confession. For now, how about you lift your head? Still a bit stunned, I tried to gather my thoughts and asked her to explain.
At first, it really was just an accident that I bought black coffee. But then I realized I wanted to talk to you more, so...
She thought bringing me a drink would be a good excuse to start a conversation, so she started doing it on purpose. But why go through such a roundabout way?
Well, watching you grow so much made me...
She trailed off, and her gaze turned heated as she looked at me. Even in the dark, I couldn't ignore her flushed cheeks. After all, I've always been drawn to your dependable yet cute personality. And knowing how you've been trying so hard to approach me made me fall for you even more. Would you do me the honor of going out with me?
Yes! I'd be delighted!
And so, our relationship began. After that, Ayame never accidentally brought black coffee again. That's right, I'm fortunate enough to have someone as wonderful as Ayame by my side. So, I'm sorry, but I can't accept your offer. As I smiled politely, Riko's face twisted in anger.
You've got to be kidding me! There's no way someone like Takashi would turn me down. I know. I'll tell Daddy you toyed with me. Then Daddy will complain to your company and you'll get fired. If you don't want that, you better get down on your knees and apologize with that woman.
I was dumbfounded by just how clueless this rich girl was when a woman approached us.
The one who should be apologizing is you, Koyabu. Manager?
The woman seemed to be Riko's superior, and she bowed her head to us.
I sincerely apologize for the trouble our employee has caused you. I assure you Koyabu will be disciplined accordingly. Hey! What do you think you're doing, acting on your own like this? Silence! Just how many times do I have to clean up after your outrageous behavior? And do you really think the president will believe your nonsense? You know better than anyone that he won't, don't you?
According to her superior, Riko has made advances on multiple clients, causing repeated complaints. She's also been shirking her duties and dumping her work on others, causing even her father, the president, to grow exasperated.
You've already been warned that any more trouble would result in your dismissal, yet you still can't behave yourself. Of course I'll be reporting this incident to the president. No, please don't! If I cause any more problems, Daddy said he'll fire me and kick me out of the house. That sounds great. It seems the seeds you've sown have grown quite nicely. What? Please, Takashi, can't you talk to Daddy for me?
Seeing that her superior was of no help, Riko desperately looked up at me.
If a big client like you speaks up, he might listen.
After all the insults and threats, did she really think I would help her? Enough of your nonsense. I'm sick of your selfishness.
Takashi?
I told you, didn't I? If you take life too lightly, you'll end up getting hurt. Yet, you did nothing but rely on your father to get by, didn't you? Well, I know you wouldn't listen to the advice of someone you look down on anyway. We're all making an effort to contribute to society in some way. Those efforts create connections between people. If you only want help when it's convenient for you, of course, people will turn their backs on you. And as for me, I have no intention of helping you in your current state. At that moment, our dinner companion arrived at the entrance. After explaining the situation, Ayame and I left Riko behind and walked away with him. Later, word of this incident reached Riko's father. Coupled with her past misdeeds, he decided he could no longer overlook her behavior, so Riko was fired and disowned. But it seems Riko didn't learn her lesson. She kept looking for someone new to rely on, trying to find another boyfriend. I can't take on all the responsibility myself. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. As expected, such a self-serving approach didn't work out. Now, I hear she spends her days alone in a small, dimly lit room. As for us, we are currently visiting my parents to announce her engagement. I've been able to keep pushing myself because of the support from my father and mother. If they hadn't worked so hard to raise me, I wouldn't have discovered Love Koi snacks or met Ayame. Dad, Mom, I owe it all to you for raising me without any trouble. Thank you so much.
I'm still inexperienced, but I'll work hard to build a warm and happy home with Takashi. Please take care of us.
Our wedding rings are handmade pair rings. Ayame said that the effort I put into making something unique just for her is the most valuable thing for her. And for me, the black coffee Ayame gave me is a treasure. Because the time I spent with her is something I'll always cherish. I believe that those who overcome hardships and difficulties do so because they put in the effort. So, rather than being complacent or lamenting our circumstances, we should give our best effort in everything we do. In sickness, in poverty, in sorrow. If I'm with Ayame, I know everything will be okay.
Yes. No matter what happens, let's keep loving each other.
That way, we'll surely find our own happiness someday.